everyone, and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 video. We're back on Spirit Steam, and we're going to be doing a service from Runcorn to Liverpool Lime Street, which is a semi-fast service, so it'll be cool to see where we stop. Also, I thought I'd sort of give a bit of a lesson about how to sort of drive Steam, I guess, in this one, as I know a few people had mentioned. Could you maybe try and do some sort of lesson about how to get speed and how to stop at stations, stuff like that. So the first thing is first, let's get the doors open, and also let's try and find the right headlamp code, as I believe that's an express head code, which we might actually, I think we are on express. Yeah, I reckon we probably are on express, so we'll keep that on. Actually, you get a little, you get different headlamp codes. This one is the express passenger code, so we'll keep it as it is at the moment. So this here is the safety valve letting off steam. That's because our boiler pressure, if you look at the left hand gauge, it's, well, at where the red line is, the sort of bottom top gauge, it's at the red line, so that's just letting off extra steam, because if it doesn't, it could go kaboom, and we don't want that happening. So we'll just wait. Let's get the cylinder cocks open, which are already open. That allows any extra steam stuck in the cylinders which hasn't been used to escape. Set the reverser to forwards 75. Also make sure the small ejector is in fully open. The small ejector should always be in fully open no matter what. When you're in operation, have it in fully open. We'll keep the brakes on for now, as Runcorn is on a bit of a grade, so we'll keep them open. Lovely. And also the lights there, we'll keep it on as it's a little bit dim. There's our firewoman doing her thing. So yeah, if you've got the, make sure you've got the steam firing mode, which is, if it pauses, the steam firing mode is this. Make sure you've got it in automatic. Obviously you can do the other ones, but if you are starting off, put it in automatic. About a minute to go, so we'll stop at Edge Hill and then Liverpool Lime Street at 38 past. And we've got Jutland for this one. Also, I would imagine named after the famous Battle of Jutland in 1916 in the Great War. Let's get a nice shot there, look at that. Cool. Right, let's start getting the brakes off. So you've got the combination brake and the steam brake, which has one combination brake, so I'm going to set that to release. You'll start seeing the steam brake come off. And we want to set the vacuum, we want to get the vacuum to 21. So we'll do that, we'll fully open that. And also, hopefully by the time we've done that, the train will be ready to go. Which, no, there we go, it started to go. Right, there we go, get the doors shut. Right, you need to get the brakes off, come on. So we need that to go up to 21. And then we'll start to put on about 30% throttle, I'd say. Or 30% on the regulator. Yeah, let's go about 30%. There you go. And we are off. And what we'll do is we'll close the cylinder cocks, and then we'll slowly start bringing it down. You can see I'm slowly bringing it down. Just look at the number in the bottom right on the HUD. 65, 64, 63, like that. So slowly start bringing that down. And also, whilst I'm doing that, put up the regulator. There you go. Probably a little bit more as well. Let's bring that down to about 40. I aim for about 30 miles an hour. That's when I want to be about 25. And 25 is sort of the best place to have it. On the reverser, that is. Let's set that down to 25. That's fairly easy coming out of Runcorn, as we've got a fairly light load and we are going downhill. And then what you do now is you don't do a lot. I mean, that is literally it to getting going. There's not a lot else. Now we just wait and head towards Edge Hill as we head over the Runcorn Bridge. Cool. So yeah, now it's just driving and making sure we don't speed. Nice and simple. Look at that coming across there. That looks beautiful. There it goes. Now the Mark 1 coaches. There we go. Let's get back in. So it's up to 55. We've got 1.5 until there's a 70. But yeah, when you do start braking, I recommend sort of feathering the brakes. So what that means is holding it on, keep it at 45, a few seconds, and then set back to release, like that. So do that when you're sort of at a higher speed, and you just want to come down a little bit. Obviously, if you're coming down much further, keep it on. But if you only want to come down a little bit, just sort of feather it on for a few seconds. So again, 50%, hold it on a couple of seconds, release. That will just sort of keep you at that speed. Got the safety valve coming on, we'll see it unleashing the steam, as we're not using the regulator, and if we're not using the regulator, you know, the fire's still burning, which means steam's just going to sort of be sat there doing nothing, which obviously too much, it would explode. As it wouldn't have anywhere to go, so that's what the safety valve's doing, making sure it doesn't explode. A little bit more, just sort of do that, back to release. Cool. So long we go. Let's put that on again. Well, that does go up to 70 in a sec. Lovely. Also, there is no track joint sounds at the moment. Apparently they're being worked on. So maybe there'll be different track joint sounds, I don't know. Now we can go up to 70. So what we'll do is we'll just full 100% on the regulator. And that should then start taking us up. So a fairly light load, only being 291 tonnes, which compared to what you will get on this route, isn't a lot. Now we just sit back and again relax. There's no safety systems on here, so I mean there's not really a lot you do at this point. You just sit and wait. And also I should close this as well. Yeah, the large ejector you should close when you get to 21 on the back. Look at that though, brilliant. Yeah, I thought this service might have stopped at a few more stations, but no. Edge Hill and then Lime Street. Not actually done a stopper service yet. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that is just beautiful. It's weird. It's still weird seeing Steam in this game. I'm still coming to terms that we have Steam now. It's great. Look at that. Brilliant. Let's get back in. Jutland. Cool. So we've got 1 in 180, which what that gradient means, that's if you set it to ratio. Well, it's a 1 in 448 now. It means every 448 metres we go forward, we go up by 1 metre. Which 1 metre is probably, if you look at the webcam, probably something like that. That's about a metre. Actually, maybe a bit more. Sort of the whole webcam. You can't really see it now, but wait, try and get it in the middle. Probably, yeah, that's probably about a metre, sort of that whole. Yeah, so every 187 of them now, we go up by 1. Which I mean is fairly steepish for a railway. Got a little bit over, so we'll just close on the regulator. Really early morning service, 4:26 in the morning. Probably I think it was actually one of the first passenger trains of the day. There's everyone in there. Lovely. Does look good. But yeah, I mean, if you have got any questions about Spirit of Steam, feel free to join in on the live streams, and I can answer any questions you've got there, obviously to the best of my ability. few abandoned stations along this route, because they're probably shut in the 1930s or 40s. Open that up again. Lovely. So we'll probably get that off now. Hello, yeah, you're putting your more coal in. Go on then. Lovely, that's looking good, looking good. Keep up the good work, keep up the good work. Oh yes. Lovely, done? She's done. We are whizzing along here. Brilliant. This is more like it. But yeah, I mean that's all you really need to get a steam train up to speed. There's not a lot else. I mean that is it. That'll get you up to 70 or so. Now I was talking to Dovetail Games Jamie, and he was saying these locomotives are sort of some of the easiest steam trains to drive. So yeah, they probably are going to be slightly easier than what you expected, but for some steam trains, much more to do, much more to get on with, much harder. This is Allerton. Just open it up a little bit. Lovely. Here we go. .6 to Mosley Hill. Let's get a tender shot. There you go. Or angle from the tender. So we're going straight through. Not too bad. So we've already come from down there. So we're almost there already. Probably another sort of 10 minutes or so. So it's fairly quick. I think it said about 25 minutes this one. What's this station? Is this West Allerton? Or have we already gone through that? This one's West Allerton. Cool. Yeah, the blower, the dampers and the fire. If you've got the automatic fireman on, the fireman will do that for you. So you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying they've run out of boiler pressure. Make sure in the settings your steam firing mode is set to automatic. That's with Mosley Hill. Edge Hill in about 2 miles. So you can see we've got a 40 coming up, which in the steam train you want to slow down fairly sharpish. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop that to say 73, hold it there for a few seconds, and then release. So you can see the vacuum's already building back up, pressure's already coming off, and we're still coming down quite nicely. Yeah, sort of feather the brakes. And you can see we should actually come down to 40, near enough bang on. That was actually worked out really well, that has. A little bit earlier as well, but I mean that's fine. There you go, look at that. In fact, we might need to get a little bit of throttle on actually. Just a little bit of throttle to maintain 40. That's worked out really nicely. There it goes. We've only got 5 coaches. There you go. God, I think it comes down to 20 next, so we want to do a fairly similar thing. Sort of, you know, put it on to 45, 50, hold it for a few seconds, release, and it should just come down nicely. A little bit of regulator just to sort of hold us at the correct speed. And also I have done a separate tutorial for getting upgrading, so I mean hopefully it has been helpful. So it's fairly basic, but it was just me showing how you get upgrades. Literally just that. So yeah, hopefully that was fairly helpful if anyone has seen that. So yeah, it comes down down to 30 soon. So what we're going to do again is we're going to set that, 57 or so, hold it for a few seconds and then release. And you can see that coming down quite nicely. There you go. Obviously we're going down a bit of grade, so we might pick up speed. A little bit to the semaphores. Yeah, this is your main signal, the top one, and the bottom one is a distance signal. And as that's yellow, well, we need to be careful. Although, near enough every time I've come round here, it's been green, so we should be alright. So that's a red signal there, where both of the semaphores are down, so the main signal and the distance signal. Both of them are, straight across. That's a red. And looks like both of them are green round here as well. And that is like a full green, that is, when they're both up. Just held on the brakes a little bit there. In fact, let's bring it down to about 20. So we'll hold it at about 50%, release. That should then slowly come down. And I recommend going in this view for coming into a station, as you get a better look at the front of the locomotive. Otherwise it can be a bit tricky to sort of see whereabouts the front is. I'll do the same again, get that on a little bit, release. Cool, as we come up to Edge Hill Station. Actually, what side are we going to stop on? Oh, we're going around this way, are we? This is going to be slightly trickier then. Okay, this is going to be slightly trickier. Usually you go onto the other platform. So we're sort of on the fireman side now. Which you can just switch cameras to get onto this side. Obviously you would be over that side, but I suppose the fireman would say, a few metres to go, almost there. So I'm going to hold it at about 15%. So nice and, it's fairly easy to cut off if we brake too much. And I'm also going to put the reverser back up to about 75%, just in case we do brake too much and we need to get a little bit of oomph to get going. So I'm holding it in 15 still. Going to hold it in about 28. Maybe bring it back a little bit to 20 on the brakes. 43, and then slowly sort of ease it. Well, I'll hold it this time. And then there we go. This is Edge Hill, and a nice gentle stop as well. Once you've stopped, you want to put the cylinder cocks to open, to obviously allow any extra steam which, well, is not being used. Obviously you don't want it to turn into water. But yeah, this is Edge Hill Station. It's a bit of a sort of dull station. Sort of, yeah, it's just sort of just up the top of the gradient, massive yard. Seems a bit sort of, dull. Right, so what we'll start doing is, apparently it's flat at the moment, so we'll set that to release. Large ejector to fully open, wait until we get to 21, which we are at about now. And then we'll then close that. And all we got to wait for is to close the doors, which is now. Brakes are now fully off, so like we did before, set that to about 30 or so. Get up to about 5 miles an hour or so, then close the cylinder cocks. There we go. Although as we are going downhill now, we don't actually need to speed up too much. So I'm going to bring that down to, say, let's bring it down to about 50. Put the regulator up a little bit. And we'll keep it like that as we are going downhill. Platform 11, which I think is the furthest one over, I think. Yeah, just going to keep it like this for now. There's no point changing the settings, because we're running quite nicely at the moment. If you're happy with it, then just leave it. Now as we make our way down the ditch to Lime Street. Right, let's get the lamp on, as it's getting a little bit dark now. And I'm going to put a little bit of brake on. Let's put that to about 66. Put it back to release. And try and come down to about 15 miles an hour. So bringing that down a bit more again. Just feathering it so on a little bit just to sort of keep it at that right level. As we come down to 15. Gonna bring it down again. 42%, release, and again. Cool. Almost down to 15, I'll do it again. 41, release. And yeah, as we come into Lime Street, which is about 3/4 of a mile away. I mean, you can't really see the station, it's literally just there. A little bit more brake. Just to bring us right down to 15. There we go. Not bad. Until now, we've just got to sort of maintain sort of the speed we're going now. Don't want to be speeding up now. Then probably the hardest thing, trying to stop before a buffer in time. I haven't screwed up yet, so fingers crossed we'll be alright. Put that on a little bit. There we go. And again, pop it on. Platform 11 at Liverpool Lime Street, it's telling me. But you know what platform you're coming into, even if you had, say, the HUD off. That. See the platform indicator there, 11? That's telling me platform 11. Sometimes that will tell you what track you're going on to and what sort of signals to look out for. Like it could have a letter like, I don't know, A, B, C, like on Cathcart Circle. And that's just telling you what track and what signal board to look out for. Because obviously when there's tons of signals, it will just say A, B, C, D. To say what one's yours. I think we are on the far end as well. Lovely. 4:38 in the morning into Lime Street. Feathering the brakes again. Right, let's get back into that camera. No, not that. Actually, that's quite cool, but we'll go into that one. This is a good, probably the best camera for coming to a stop. I recommend it. Hello Liverpool, we are here. Right, I'm going to hold the brakes on about 20%. I'm going to put the reverser back to 75. I'm going to put it down a little bit more, 42. And then release. You can see that's releasing. A little bit of reg, just a little tiny bit, as we are still braking, and I don't want to be getting wheel slip, as wheel slip then brings you right down. Just a little bit, just to sort of, you know, keep it chuffing. I'm happy, yeah, about 5 miles an hour. We'll do that. Yeah, you got to be nice and careful. So yeah, you don't want to be hitting the buffers after a long journey. Not fun. So you're on console, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Application, hold it on about 15%, maybe 30, and then that should then bring us to a fairly nice stop. And there we go, we made it. This is Liverpool Lime Street. Yeah, there's a bit of a gap between the local and the buffer, but I mean, as a driver, you know, there's quite a sort of a blind spot, isn't there? So that would be okay. But yeah, here we are. This is Liverpool. Well, hopefully everyone has enjoyed that. Hopefully it might have helped out a little bit as well. Links can be found in the description to the Discord server, to the PayPal, and to the merch store if you want to help support the channel. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. If you found it helpful, do comment below. Apart from that, I hopefully will see you in the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.